Okay, I've said this before. If this game does not blow up to at least 100,000 average players, I give up on gaming. I just don't see how like this game has everything. I mean, sure, there's bugs right now. There's just a couple bugs. It's not that bad. And then the AI and stuff like the third partying, I get that. But I just don't understand like why you wouldn't play this game.
So, Bloodhunt has basically been peaking at about 20,000 players consistently every single day for the past week. The all-time high on the game is 29,000 players currently, and it seems to be catching on a little more and more each day with the H1 community, for good reason. I mean, it is a arcadey third-person battle royale shooter. It's fast-paced and you can get a lot of kills in it, plus it has a massive skill ceiling to it. Obviously, the game is really noob-friendly. You can just hop into the game and get a kill. It's not that hard to get kills in the game, but to become a master of this game, there is a lot that goes into it. Not only mastering the weapons, but mastering the abilities, all the outplay mechanics that I've mentioned in the past, like dropping down and eating an AI and getting health back, not to mention the tons of different movement mechanics like the double jump, with the dashing with sword, and as my good old feller T-Hump said, the game is an H1Z1 player's wet dream.
And even Lyndon was talking about how much fun he was having. I feel like this game is an H1 player's like dream, man. Oh. Yeah, the movement in this game, horny, dude.
But I guess T-Hump's a little biased considering his stream has been doing extremely well in this game, and he's also been really, you know, just grinding the shit out of it when he hasn't had anything else to play for a very long time. But Lyndon FPS has also been playing the shit out of the game and said that he really enjoyed it as well. I know Deller has been playing it too. I don't really watch him that much, but he's also, I think, from H1 back in the day, or I know he was huge in Apex. I mentioned it before, but also Shroud has been playing it a ton, and obviously Shroud doesn't have to play any kind of game that he can play literally anything that he wants to, and will still get viewers, and he's been grinding the shit out of the game. But I think this is the first time since the H1Z1 days that we've actually seen a game, other than, you know, the smaller games that I've played that have died off, but, you know, that doesn't really count because not that many people got to play these. This is the first game that's done decently well that we've seen that's actually reminiscent of that old style arcadey BR third-person shooter where you can just hop into the game and mindlessly kill people. There's no, you know, like thinking about anything, playing strategic or anything like that, which, I mean, obviously you can do that, but at the end of the day, this game is just a fun third-person, fast-paced shooter that you can get a lot of kills in. Now, like T-Hump said in the intro clip, does it have bugs? Obviously, it does have bugs, but this is a small, you know, dev team as far as I know. They don't have that many people. They're not that big of a company, but they have a solid game to start with. And hell, we played like, what, 5 years of H1 with all the bugs pretty much staying in it the entirety of its lifespan. I'm with T-Hump, though. I think this game actually does deserve to get to 100K players, and if you're an H1 player and you've never played this game, I know anytime I put H1 in the title, it gets a shit ton more views. It's not like I'm clickbaiting H1. It's just, you know, it gets a lot more views because people click on the video because I'm still the last person that basically makes any kind of H1 content. But if you're an old H1 player and you have absolutely nothing else to do, it's free on Steam and it's a fun game. It's literally, if you give it a chance, I know it looks like a lot. It looks kind of stupid if you look at it from like a, you know, non-thinking about it perspective. It just looks like it's a, you know, run around as a vampire and use stupid abilities and spray guns, but it's fun. I know I've heard a lot in my comment section as well. A lot of people can't even play the game at the moment because it's not that optimized, and a lot of people say it looks like a PlayStation 2 game, but it's still not optimized enough to be played on most high-end gaming PCs. Me personally, I'm on a 1080 and an i7 6700K, which is not anything that special, but it does run really well for me. I obviously play on stretch strats. This is 1600 by 1080. I know a lot of people asked about my res, but it being unoptimized doesn't help the game as well. It should run on most low-end rigs the way that it looks. You know, it's not that graphically pleasing. It's not that crazy of an experience as far as the way that it looks, which they obviously need to get ironed out, but if you can run the game well, it is a very fun game, especially considering it has duos and trios as well if you don't want to play solos. But solos is a little more kill friendly because everybody respawns, so you'll get like 2 kills at least on a person sometimes, most of the time. I know the solo kill record is like 36 or 37, and there's only like maybe 50 people in each game, so that shows how much of a, you know, crazy game that you can have when people are respawning constantly in the solo mode. But yeah, if you haven't given it a try, I think you should give it a try 100%. It's a fun game. It's actually really solid, and hopefully we'll see more updates out of this game, see it, you know, get more, you know, fixes in it and everything, maybe new game modes, new maps, whatever. I know the dev team just had a huge charity, you know, event and had this big streaming event, big tourney, and Shroud won that as well. So it seems like they're pretty involved with their community, which is always good to see. And on that note, I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.